Hi, the paints we're looking at today are these Prisme Fantasy by Pebeo. I've got high hopes for these paints. I'll tell you why in a bit. They're made mainly for glass, ceramic, tile, metal. A lot of jewellery makers are using them, but obviously being a glass painting site, we're going to try them out on glass. Now I've prepared the paints by opening them up, getting a cocktail stick in there, giving it a good mix, then giving it a shake, and most importantly then leaving it for half an hour so any air bubbles I've just put in it have time to come out. Alright, so obviously we'll need something to paint, and here's the design I've chosen. And I've already outlined it onto a small piece of glass, and I'm going to use the flood fill technique, same as normal. Let's see how we get on. Now normally I would use red and orange for this bit, but there wasn't an orange in the little sample pack I purchased, so I'm going to try this with red and white. Put a bit too much on there, so I'll use it over here. Try not to use too many areas which are next to each other. I will do those too. Normal flood fill technique. Make sure it's pushed up to the line. And now for the red. As I say, it's the very first time I've used this paint, so I'll do one more bit. It's going to be that bit up there, and then I'm going to leave it to dry and see what sort of effect it gives us. There we go. So we shall leave that to dry, and I'll say we'll see what sort of effect it gives us, and then we can choose what we're going to do with the rest of the piece. Now I hope you can see that, and it's not too out of focus, but it gives a finish remarkably like the old Rainbow Glass Pearlised paints. It's that mottled look. Now this is brilliant because it does mean we can go back to all those old Rainbow Glass projects, books, complete guide to glass painting, etc., all of which use their pearlised glass paint, and use this one instead. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you a couple more techniques, but these projects, you'll find some on this site, you'll find some in books, etc., etc., can now all be done using this Prisme Fantasy, I hope that's how they pronounce it, paint by Pebeo. Okay, I'm going to get on, finish this piece, and just show you a couple of other examples of how to use the paint in the same way we used to with the Rainbow Glass Pearl paints. Now I've just put the main piece to the side to dry for a minute, and while that's happening, let me show you a couple of techniques for using this type of paint. I've just outlined some little squares, very roughly freehand. I shouldn't do that. Now as you will see from what I've just done, one method is to load one part of your painting up with one colour. So we load that up with the purple. Using the flood fill technique, make sure it gets to the edge. And we'll clean the brush. Obviously using my solid brush here, very easy to clean. And get the other colour and load the other side and let them blend in the middle. And they'll blend themselves just as they want to. And we'll watch that and see in a minute how it blends. Now another method is to do your first colour all over. Not too thickly. Leave the odd gap if you want. Make sure you've got to the edges. And now I'm going to simply drop the second colour into the first. You can move it around if you want, but it will blend. And for the last method for now, I'm going to do exactly the same as that, but this time I am going to leave a bit of a gap between the first and the second colours. You can see what difference that makes. Obviously the longer you leave it between the two colours, the less they will blend. So the longer you leave it, the less they will blend. The sooner you do it, the more they will blend. But okay, let's give that 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll come back and drop the second colour in. Okay, today's a very hot day, so I'm a bit concerned about giving it too long, so I could be making a mistake here, but I'm going to drop the second colour in now. And we'll see how that looks when that's dried. The final thing I'm going to do, just as a comparison, is to use one of the old Rainbow Glass Pearlised paints. I shall put it in this end box here, so we can get the top off. Very smelly paint this, you either loved it or hated it. It is no longer available. Cellulose glass paints are rather unpopular nowadays because of what they contain. And in fact, some varieties of cellulose glass paints have been banned. So it's a smell you either loved or hated. Rather like nail varnish. as with the other paints, I gave these a good mix before I started to use them. There we are. We'll leave that to dry and hopefully you'll be able to see a comparison between the two. Okay, time to carry on with the main piece. Now normally I would leave it at that for this type of paint and finish the piece in transparent. But just to show you, I will do the leaves in this paint as well. So normally I'll do these in transparent, and that leaves the main part of the flower, the petals there, to stand out from the rest of the piece, which is in the transparent paint. We will just do this transparent. Sorry, we will just do this in the Prisme because we're meant to be showing you what it's like. Now these paints will mix with the other Pebeo paints, well, the ones with the same base obviously, so you can use the normal transparent. I'm going to show you another one in a couple of weeks, and they can all be used together even in the same area, which sounds like fun. Okay, now that's the main parts done in the Prisme paint. Okay, so here are the trial pieces we did earlier. You can see flood each side, let it merge, drop in almost immediately, drop in after a little while. These are still changing slightly as they dry. Just thought I'd give you a comparison. As I said, that's the Rainbow Glass paints and a couple of the other colours. That's the gold, great for borders, teddy bears, stuff like that. That's just plain gold on that one. And that one was the green, and I think you can see I've just put a hint of white in there, just a very quick drop. Gives it a little bit of sort of shading, catching the light. Great for leaves and that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to go on, finish the main piece, and then show that to you. Right, well, I've finished the piece now. I did use transparent for the yellow in the centre and for the blue. Around the edge we've got the Prisme antique gold. I hope you agree this gives a really nice effect. I've probably overused it in this piece and I wouldn't normally do that, but it does give you a better example of what it can do. So these are the paints we've been using: Pebeo Fantasy Prisme, or Prisme, however you want to pronounce it. They come in all these colours, which are available in separate 45ml pots. We used the Discovery set, which was 6 20ml pots. It was good, but I wish I'd got the Discovery collection, which is 12 20ml pots. I think that would give me a better idea of the range of colours. There's also a Studio collection, which is 10 of the 45ml pots, so endless choices. We've used it on glass, but other people use it on other surfaces, including for making jewellery. I think you'll agree it's a really nice paint. It's not a transparent glass paint, so don't use it in a window if you want the stained glass effect. This is more for vases, etc., or perhaps just a small patch in a window piece, or a light catcher to make it stand out. Have fun, have a play with it and see what you think.